जय श्री माता जी। हम सब श्री माता जी की चरणों में प्रणाम करके अपनी कुंडली चढ़ा के सामूहिक बंधन लेंगे। We humbly bow down to Shri Mataji's lotus feet, raise your kundalini and take bandhan.
Ma
अपनी चित्त को सहसार में रखते हुए ध्यान में रहेंगे और श्री माता जी की अमृतवाणी सुनेंगे. Now we will put our attention on Sahasrara and listen Shri Mataji's divine speech.
Before we start celebrating the birth of Christ, we have to little bit review what we have done after his birth, so that we understand where do we stand in relation to him. I have just asked all the... He was the son of a virgin. So that even the slightest blot on his name should not be created, because he was to do the greatest job of creating for us ARYA awareness, which would help us to suck in all our sins, all our conditionings and all our ego. And this great personality was created for such a great work within ourselves. But unfortunately, we have spoiled both these institutions within us to such an extent that is the most difficult task to give realization to Christians. On the one side, we have too much conditioning, as you know. Through Catholicism and other ideas about Christianity, we created a horrible conditioning in our super-ego, which is just like solid rock, I think, sometimes. And those who have been in Catholic churches are still get stuck up with it. When they are facing me, I find their eyes are blinking and the ARYA is not straight. You have to give up all that conditioning completely if you have to really get to Sahaja. To that extent we went that we tried to create institutions. Of course, we collected money, no doubt about it, a lot of money, all kind of drama of a papal order and of an archbishop order and all these archbishops and of tomfoolery. All kinds of nonsensical donkey people were created. Absolutely. They have nothing to do with Christ, they have nothing to do with God, they have no idea of divine life. And to them, prohibiting people from doing something was only religion. And this has taken the West into such darkness that Sahaja Yoga has to be worked out in a very great speed and in a very expansive. Otherwise you cannot get over these horrible ideas of archbishops and the bishops and the popes. The other side is the ego part. Then people like Mr. Freud came in and they put absolutely anti-God ideas into people. Absolutely anti-God. It's against the mother, against the son. Absolutely it is absurd. These anti-God devilish ideas penetrated and people started saying, what's wrong? This is all conditioning. We should remove all conditioning. So they became ego-oriented, which is the other side which Christ has to work on. So after Christ has been established in the West, they have seen to it that they create all hurdles that are possible under the sun for the Agya Chakra to open out. Despite that, I find that all Sahaja Yogis who are from the West are still attached to Christianity and not to Christ. There is a lingering Christianity still within you, and that Christianity has to drop out. While Indians are very good at dropping out all nonsensical ideas, because we have had lots of challenges in this country for everything. For the conditioning, we have had challenges. For the ego-oriented, we have had challenges. So people are used to this kind of a giving up. But in the West, we still are very much attached to that nonsense of Christianity. It has nothing to do with Christ, believe me. And this fanaticism which is lingering still in your minds must be given up. Otherwise you do not do any justice to Christ. That by no chance means that you take to another religion like Hinduism or any nonsensical Jainism or anything. The essence, the tattva of Christianity is Christ. And it is so thickly clouded by all these nonsensical things that you really have to drop out this word Christianity from your vocabulary completely and from your mind, otherwise you can never go to that principle. It's a fact, take it from me. And even now the attention of all the people is on what Christ said or Mother Mary has said it, and which has come through these horrible people to us. So to learn about other deities and other great incarnations, you neutralize this. You must try to neutralize this too much attention by learning about other deities. Say Shri Ganesh. If you talk about Shri Ganesh, she is the essence of Christ. You understand that. Ganesha is the essence of Christ, and Christ is the manifestation of Shri Ganesha's powers. So if you go to the essence most thing, you see, that's better. Then of course, Christ is there, but we must see Him as He is, which very few people have seen before. But now in Sahaja Yoga, you should see Him as He was. He was the holiest of holy, first of all. You accept that position? Then this Freud nonsense has nothing to do. Those who call themselves Christians, 5 days they do all nonsensical of Freud, and 6th day they talk of Christianity, and 7th day they go to church. How can they go? I mean, how can they call themselves Christian by what standard? Just tell me. I mean, just think of it. And the Indians have asked them to get out because they won't understand what it is. It's so nonsensical. It's filth. The holiest of holy, we have brought him down to such a low level by our nonsensical idea. So, one has to understand that these conditionings of Catholicism made us so repulsive to ourselves that we took to the other side, which is even worse, much worse than the conditioning itself. And you come in contact with these people morning till evening. Either they are Freudians or they are so-called Christians, even after realization. But you must know you are special people. You are above them. You reason above them. Christ is awakened. So to do justice to Christ, you must get over all your conditionings to begin with of Christianity if you have any, or if you have been Freudian, get rid of that horrible fellow. Absolutely. He was anti-Christ. 666. We have nothing to do with Freud's ideas, even this much. Believe me. We are not to justify him at any point, for anything. He took full advantage of the repulsion people developed out of the conditionings. And then he built up all these stories. Because he was himself a very low-level man, not to be counted as a human being from any standard. You see, Christ came for human beings, but not for these low-level people. Even the lepers were better than him, I think. Horrible it is. You want to think about the whole thing, makes me nauseating. It's very unholy. So, for all practical purposes, we have to understand that we have nothing to do with Mr. Freud. He is filth, he is dirt, he is absolutely low-level man. We have nothing to learn from him, nor from his idea. Now, the other side of it is the conditioning of the churches. There are still many Sahaja still confused with it. Of course, if you have to save the Christians so-called, you have to take them out of the conditioning. Luckily we have someone who is writing a thesis about these things. How these things are dangerous to society. But still nobody realizes this is anti-Christ activity, to condition you. Is it anti-Christ activity? Christ came on this earth where Moses has laid down the dharma. After him, so many years, He thought people would be in balance and he has to give the message of his resurrection and ascent. That's how he came on this earth. But then they created even worse things than the Shariat. Shariat is in the Bible. All these laws are in the Bible, where they say that anybody who does this should be killed. Anybody who does like that should be beheaded. It's all in the Bible. You see, whatever these Muslims are doing is all in the Bible. It's coming from Bible. So to neutralize all that, Mr. Freud started another style. For us, divine laws are binding because we know that's the only way one can rise. It is not compulsory, but voluntary acceptance that we have to rise, that we have to be alright. There are no conditionings in Sahaja Yoga, but this is how we improve, this is how we go further, so we accept the situation and we move forward with it. That's why realization should give you that strength to fight anti-Christ activities within your mind. You have to face yourself is the point I am saying. Not only that you have to face yourself, but you have to face the so-called society that is around. And see for yourself that these conditionings and these antichrist activities into which you have indulged are completely detrimental to your growth and to your ascent. And as you are special people who have got realization, you have to argue it out with yourself and reach proper conclusions. No use arguing out with others. As you know, with the conditioning, people get quiet, they don't talk. But the conditioning is growing inside. With the ego, people talk too much and they aggress others with their talking, and the ego is growing too much. So one has to be in the witness state. That means wherever you have to talk, and wherever you have to keep quiet, you have to keep quiet. This is at the Vishuddhi level. At the ARYA level, you have to detest all that is ugly, all that is unholy, all that is filth. Because now a new sensitivity has developed within you. A new sensitivity to holiness, to auspiciousness. Try to improve this auspiciousness within. I find people get very easily attached to negative people. They get identified with negative people. It's very common. And they think they are being sympathetic. It's a sympathy they are working. It could be your sister, could be your brother, mother, or could be your wife, your child. Can be anyone. But by getting attached to such people, you are really harming that person, because that person will go down to hell. And you will also go down to hell. So if you want to do any good to the person, best thing is not to be attached to that person and tell that person that these are antichrist activities. And get attached to that group which is positive, which is doing auspicious work, which is doing holy work, and understand that the strength lies in getting attached to that group than getting attached to some single out negative personality. Now, every one of you has had some experience of this. I'll give you the example of Warren's wife. She is not here, neither he is here. But it's nice to understand what happened in her case. He was very attached to her. We married her. He asked me. I was really shocked that he's so insensitive. Why can't he see her? Why can't he understand her? But I didn't know what to say now. I said, if I say don't marry, he will think that mother is trying to force him down or something. I didn't know what to say, but I was really shocked, and for about 2 minutes I didn't say it. And she also played her cards very well. And I said, all right, you can marry, you'll get happiness. If you think you get happiness, that's all. I didn't say joy. I said, if you think you can get happiness, marry. Now she got married to him. Then he said she must come with him to England. Brought her. Tried to avoid. I told her, and be careful. Then they lost their passports. He found his passport, she did not. But he got after my life. He said, please ask Mr. Srivastava, somehow get her passport. Her passport should be there. I said, all right. Then they made her passport. And she came with me. Still she was continuing. I told that please send away this lady. I don't want her to be with me. It's a headache. All the 24 hours she's with me. So I must have some time without these horrible booths around me. Please get rid of her. She's bad. But he couldn't understand. Still he was siding with her. Then one day it happened that she attacked my heart. The heart got into a big twist. I said, now you put your hand on my heart and see it. It was throbbing like anything. He couldn't put his hand, couldn't even bring it near it. I said, now please ask her to get down. When she got down, it stopped. Then he realized this is the thing. But still, he did not give her up. He did not give her up. Went to Los Angeles, everywhere she followed me. The sympathy, see, she could have gone away. She was quite a robust lady, no problem. But in Los Angeles, then she started showing her teeth to him gradually. And then, ultimately, he got into trouble. He started getting the pains, but as soon as I left Los Angeles, she got her epilepsy. And he realized how dangerous it was to carry her all the time with me. Now he can't send her away because she has epilepsy, so he took her back. She tried to disrupt all the ashram by telling them her sympathy story. Oh, you know, my husband, he wants to leave me, this, that nonsense. And all of them fell for her. No, she's a bhoot and a bhoot and a bhoot. And the bhoot started increasing. One more bhoot added, sympathy you give her, one more bhoot added, once you give her sympathy, one more bhoot added. And she was creating problems. She said, this is not good, he's not good, he's against me, this family is against me, that is against me. Like, then he got heart attack. Terence got heart attack. That's it. So then he sent her. Now you don't repeat all that nonsense. Negativity is not to be tolerated, not to be carried on with. Discretion is better part of valor. One need not be afraid, but discretion is better part of valor. Alright? If you have negativity, better get rid of it. If somebody is so negative, better have nothing to do with that person. Whatever may be the relationship, just have nothing to do. Because no use going down. If you are a seeker, you are a responsible seeker and a Sahajogi, one has to be careful. This is on a Christmas day I have to say, because there only the fight starts, at the Agya Chakra. Because if you shift from the principle of Christ, you start giving argument in support of the negativity, always, in the opposite direction, alright? And you have all the arguments which works against Christ. The same Agya Chakra, when it goes funny, you start seeing things very reasonable, which are absolutely false and wrong. So we have to be alert. We have to be with Christ. Oh, they'll say also about getting vibrations, mother, all right. And I am also very much there. It's true, we saw the vibrations, nothing wrong. I feel embarrassed. Sometimes I do not tell. I feel embarrassed. And people also try to maneuver me by playing tricks on me, so that I am rather worried sometimes how to tell people. Because I have seen ego-oriented people are extremely sensitive. Now they are not arrogant, that's one thing is there. They are extremely sensitive. And if you tell them anything, they will not accept. Like yesterday I blasted all the Pune people. They said it was for our good. Nobody said that, mother, why did you say such and such thing? No, not one word. Everybody said it was for our good. But in the West, if you lash them, then you will be lashed. Nobody is going to take it that way. So I have to tell you one thing, that to have your ego problem settled, first of all, see that you are not playing to your ego. And also see your conditioning, which are now booths. All these conditionings have become booths in you. All the church booths have got into your heads. They are all there. So you must see that these booths are not there. Because we have to be holy. We have to be clean. We have to be resurrected. We are resurrected people. Christ has resurrected us. But you have to think how much He has to work for us. The more you try to be in union with negativity, we harm Him more, we torture Him more, we trouble Him more. The one was born in the manger, in the most difficult circumstances, where everybody requires comfort, who was from the very beginning, went through hazardous life till his death. His birth itself, you can see, was in a cow shed. None of you are born in a cow shed. And while the Christians are so particular about comforts, most surprising is why Christ was born in a cow shed. In a very, very cold night, Christ was born. Nothing much to cover. Sparkling beauty it was. Now, we have to keep Him within ourselves, comfortable. We are not going to give Him that manger in our ARYA chakra. Manger of thoughts and a crown of thoughts. That we are not going to give. We are going to make Him comfortable by not accepting negativity as a sympathy. You have to be kind towards your auspiciousness and holiness, so that Christ enjoys His stay there in your ARYA. That we do not torture Him by our useless ideas, uncomfortable behaviors, inauspicious appearances, and unholy acceptance of wrong ideas. Try to respect Him. There He stands. Try to make Him very comfortable. I wish I could do that. But He resides in everybody's ARYA chakra. If He was only in my ARYA, I would have given Him the greatest comfort. But He wants to be manifested in everybody's ARYA. So I have to request you as a mother to look after Him. Give Him a nice cradle. Give Him a comfortable diet, because He is born to give you your resurrection. He has taken up such a great responsibility to suck all your conditioning and to suck all your ego, but doesn't mean that you put stones on top of Him. It's like sometimes I find the conditioning of some of the people in the West is so great that a big mountain is falling on this little child. And sometimes I find a bad breath, horrible breath of ego. It stinks, blowing like a big wind towards him. A horrible stink is coming out of this terrible type of ego. It's absolutely not the way to treat the King of Kings who is born within you. You are so respected that Christ is born within your heart. But you must respect your Arya chakra. Your attention should be in the center, so there's no wobbliness. Imagine put a child, like they say a child is put on the wings. So this Arya chakra is to be kept very clean, healthy and holy. The attention should be holy. The attention outside is still not very holy. Should be detached attention. If you start seeing through your Arya, it should project a power of holiness, so that anybody who looks at your eyes should know that serenity is flowing from these eyes and not lust and greed and aggression. All this we can achieve because we've got Christ within our Arya. Accept Him there. He's born, let Him grow. I'm sure Saj Yogis will understand the importance of the Arya chakra. In the East, no problem, because to them he is only Ganesha. Ganesha is a child, and they know for definite the childhood has no contaminations, no problems, nothing. So that's still chill. As far as sin is concerned, there is a story. One pastor went to a village and gave a big lecture to them, and the villagers had to thank. So he got up and he said, "Thank you very much for telling us all about it. We did not know what was sin, and thank God you have told us that is sin." So this awareness is not in their heads. They don't understand. You'll be surprised when you can't talk to Indians. They won't understand what it means, They may say it's Freud, this, that, but they don't understand. It's so anti-God. Actually, I did not know till the other day, when Rustam told me with great hesitation what it means really. So that's what it is, and we have to understand this. Today is a great day of holiness. Let us celebrate the birth of Christ in our Arya chakra, and let us sing praise of Him, so that He, in His pure sense, in His holy body, He should be there. Not Christianity and neither Freudian nonsense. Christianity is equally bad as Freud. There's no difference, I find. Whether you kill the child with the mountains falling on him or with a horrible, stinky, dirty smelling breeze blowing on him, it's just the same. So please get rid of both the ideas. Absolutely. And in purity you respect Him. Absolute in purity. Because He is purity. Now you may say that whether if He is purity, there are some stupid people who ask me, if He is purity, then how can we make Him impure? But I mean, if you do not respect Him, why will He be there? He'll disappear. He likes purity. He'll disappear from there. It's not good for you. So better create a cradle, a beautiful cradle of love, of honesty, as his mother prepared for him, with all sweetness and kindness and assurance that you will nurture the beauty and the auspiciousness of Christ. May God bless you all. Then see, after food we will have a bonfire, and then we can sing a nice some carols till 12 o'clock. Then Mr. Our great friend who is here, Mehrotra, he has decided to give you some cakes and tea. We'll have some cakes and tea, and then you can sleep. And tomorrow morning, as I told you, is the celebration of his birth in a full way by all the people, not only by you but by Indians and other people who are here. We all have to celebrate. It's a very great thing. And unless and until you show the signs of holiness and auspiciousness, Indians are not going to be impressed by him, I can tell you this much. Not going to be impressed. They can't understand these pastors, you see, coming here, and these padris telling them about Christ. They just can't believe it. How can you be like that? There's another interesting story to make the whole thing very... Once there was a fellow from a village, see. So his name was Bhura, means a blondie, see. And he came and they said, you become a Christian. He said, oh, I'll become a Christian. He made him a Christian. He said, we have to change the name. He said, but my name is Blondie. He said, all right, we'll give you another name. They called him Alexander, you see. So his name was Mr. Blondie Alexander. Bhura Alexander. Bhura is the name. Now, this Bhura Alexander used to come to Allahabad, where always he would go and have his bath in the river Ganges. So the pastor said, now you can't do it. Now you are a Christian, you can't go and have a bath in the river Ganges. He said, why? I have become a Sahab, I have become an Englishman now, but I have not given up my religion. In his own language he said, I have not given up my religion. That's all right, I know the river Ganges is my mother and she has got vibrations. I am not going to give up that. Of course I have become a Sahab now, I have become an Englishman. So that's the idea they had about Christianity. Any questions you have, you can ask me, and then the food is ready, you better go and have your food.
When we become thoughtless and we don't see clearly, is it good or, because when we are in daily life, it's difficult, but when we become thoughtless and we don't see distinctly things.
Don't see what?
Visually, you mean?
Quand on devient sans penser, on voit la vision se trouble. Alors comment on fait pour vivre sans penser?
Quelle vision? Visuelle?
Oui, la vision, on voit.
He says, that's not true. No. He says that when he is in thoughtless awareness, he cannot see clearly anymore.
Really? I think you must be seeing more than what you see normally. Alexander is correct. When you are thoughtlessly aware, your eye, you see, the pupils are dilated. It's correct. But you take it higher, Kundalini, slightly higher, push it up. Alright? If Kundalini is staying at thoughtless awareness means just dilated, you see, and the eyes can become black, but there's no sparkle. But when it comes out, then you find a sparkle in the eye. See, there's a difference in the eyes. If you see, the eyes get dilated, the pupils get dilated when the ARYA chakra is being just penetrated, and still here it is. Then you can't see clearly, correct? But at thoughtless awareness is all this part. So if you push it little higher, you know how to push Kundalini with your attention, or you watch here, or you think of me, Kundalini will go. Right? So thoughtless awareness is just the beginning, and it's a great area up to this point, up to Sri Krishna point, where you become the witness. From the witness point, when you become here, then there's a sparkle in your eyes. Your eyes sparkle. The sparkle in the eye is a sign that Kundalini is flowing well. That time you see more than you see normally. I mean the stars start looking bigger, everything starts looking much clearer. Alright? Better now. Is correct. Dilatation of the pupil takes place. Some people really at that time have opened their eyes and they said, oh, we will become blind. It's true. It happens, it's correct. Alright, what else? It's a good question. Yeah?
Is there any relationship between the numbers 888 and Christ? 3 8s?
888. There could be. There could be. But what is the relationship you have found out?
Many years ago I was looking at the Hebrew Kabbalah and they had a system of different numbers which they combine.
Kabbalah.
Kabbalah.
That they must be having 888. It's alright. Because you see their chakras don't move in 6 form. That is that they should move, but they move in 888 because you see the 8 we don't have any chakra, so they are on the sides. They are on the left side. Kabbalah is on the left hand side, so they work it out on 8, means from outside. 7, 3, 4 are in the center. Now at the 6th point, if you have 6, 6, 6 means you're absolutely both the Swadhisthana on both the sides you occupy, and also in the center. So you hit all these 3. That's why this number is not good. And 888 you go on to left Swadhisthana more and use your Muladhara. It works out with Muladhara. It's a funny one because 4 into 2 is 8, alright? And 4 into 2 comes where your 4 is Muladhara, alright? Instead of going to Swadhisthana, you see, you just combine Agya and Muladhara in such a way that you go outside. Alright? So you put your Agya is 2. From 2 you move this side. Alright? That's how it is. Kabbalah is a very dangerous thing. One should never try. Then you start seeing things and you see future and all that, isn't it? That's not a good thing at all. So for us the number is 7, 3 is the best number. 7 and 3 number. आप यहीं थे क्या?
मैं सुबह यहीं पे चला गया था।
नहीं अभी यहाँ अभी आज जरा वेस्टर्न लोगों का है, फिर आपको हम बाद में चांस देंगे। क्या पूछ रहे?
मेरी सिस्टर है, जो बच्चे हैं उसके बड़े बड़े, आई एम फ्रॉम यूट्यूब बरेली, तो वो आर्थराइटिस की शिकार हो गई। आर्थराइटिस उसको हो गया, एक स्टेज ऐसी आई थी कि सारे उसके हाथ पैर सब ये टेढ़े टेढ़े हो गए थे। तो एलोपैथिक से लेके होम्योपैथिक से लेके सभी ट्रीटमेंट करा लिया। स्टार्टिंग में थोड़ा रिलीफ मिल जाता था उसको इंग्लिश मेडिसिन खाने से, बाद में ख़त्म कर दिया।
अच्छा, आप उनको सेंटर पे ले आइए, क्योंकि कल से तो यहाँ से अब काम नहीं होगा।
हाँ, मैं ये जानना चाहता हूँ कि यहाँ से आप कहाँ मूव करेंगे?
नहीं, मेरे मूवमेंट से नहीं है, आप राजवाड़े सेंटर में ले जाइए।
बरेली में कैसे लाएंगे? मैं सुना आप दिल्ली जा रही हैं, हम दिल्ली भिजवा सकते हैं उनको?
हाँ, दिल्ली भेज दो।
हाँ, तो वही प्रोग्राम जानना चाहता हूँ।
20 दिल्ली का प्रोग्राम है, 21 शायद, वो लोग बता देंगे। दिल्ली वाले को प्रोग्राम पूछ लेना वहाँ पर, दिल्ली का सब एड्रेस। ठीक है, दिल्ली का ठीक रहेगा। What else? What's it?
I'd like to pick up on Alexander's question. Would it be then possible that one loses clear view at the short sight? I recently, over the last few months, I cannot see that clearly, and when I read something very closely, I could read very well closely and long distance. Now I have to take it a longer distance than I used to. Does that have anything to do with Agya?
Yes, of course. I mean, Agya is very important, and best way is to take your Kundalini up. You see, don't roam about in Agya. Very dangerous. You can be thrown, as he said, on the 4-4-4 side, you see. Or you can go this side, 6-6-6-6. It works out 6-6-6-6 this side and 4-4-4-4 this side. It's dangerous. Never go. You see, Agya, you should be very careful. You should never roam about in Agya because it's thrown out, you see. The attention is thrown out, projected. You start seeing things, all problematic, very problematic. Try to take your Kundalini out all the time. See that it's coming out. Put your attention there, and the best is now is to put your attention to me because I am at Sahasrara. Don't allow your Kundalini to remain in Agya part. It's dangerous. No doubt. Because you have become subtler, and you can start moving left and right if you want to and if you try to. Any other question?
I don't understand one thing, that is the connection of images, like are described in certain books, images of fighting and so on, and our Thomas state.
Alright, I'll tell you, if you start closing your eyes, say you are sleeping, and you start seeing images at that time, that means you are going on to the left side. They are dead bodies, you start seeing their faces, this, that, you are going to the left side. Now supposing you start seeing lights and stars and this and that, all sorts of things. I mean more the colors, we should say. You are moving on the right hand side. So try to avoid it. So I don't want it, you should say. And you try to put your Agya, then to, if it is left, put it to the right side, or if it is right, just by pushing it, like this, and like that. But what happens that after a certain time, when you have achieved a certain state, you see, of higher consciousness, then if you want, you can penetrate into these areas. You can see all these things, you see. But then you something different type of things you see. For example, you might see from my Sahasrara, huge big Valayas coming out, or something like that. That's a different point altogether. And also sometimes you might see a little, say, a flame. That's a good sign. Something, that means somebody is guiding you. But you have to be careful not to indulge into these things, because there is a guidance for you and you are all followed by great deities, no doubt. But you should not try to sort of hanker after that. If they are there, let it be. Because you see, your Agya is very important. You should not allow your Agya to be attracted by these things. You see, you might just find a flame like that. Sometimes you might just find a little dot, shining dot. They are all actually angels who are with you and trying to assure you. But that's not important. What is important is on your way, you should go further and do not go this side or that side. But if you are seeing every day those images, then try to push it back or this way, whichever way it is, and try to finish them so that you go further. That means you are sticking on to the same point, or you are moving in the other direction on the sides, because direction should be further and further and further. What else?
Mother, how should we protect our conscience?
How should we protect our subconscious, as we cannot be conscious about it?
You need not, I will. You don't have to worry. You just keep to the conscious mind. Alright? You don't protect it. Actually you don't do anything if you see Alexander. What do you do?
Just enjoying, Mother.
Huh?
We are just enjoying.
Yes, just enjoy. That's the best part. Just enjoy. Just, I want you to enjoy. Don't create problems for yourself, that's all, and enjoy. Alright? Just don't create problems for yourself. Don't be ambitious, don't be aggressive, and don't be I mean, that's rarely, but submissive too much to others. That's rarely so. But be submissive to Sahaja. Be surrendered to Sahaja. That? I would like to know who are the people from Perth. Can you get up? People from Perth? So give me your names.
Robin Reed.
Robin Reed. What's yours? What's it?
Jenny Hopewell.
Of course I know. Now, who else is there? Sit down. Sit down, all of you. Can't see you. Come forward, please.
Michael Reed.
Michael
Reed.
Mark?
Michael
Reed.
Reed.
All right.
Mother, that's a family, mother, father and 2 sons.
Where?
Mother's here, father was Robin, and the 2 boys.
Mother and father. Where is he?
Father,
And?
the 2 boys. There's one here, the other boy. Is Tim here?
Ah, nice.
Come forward, there is
Come
still
forward. I can't see.
Come.
So what's your name? What's mother's name? Joe. All right. So this is what I wanted to know. Please be seated. Who are the Sahajogis who are seeing me for the first time in India?
In India.
In India.
In India.
I mean, I don't mean that. I mean for the first time, you can say. Because after coming to India, because you have seen me before. All right. So, apart from Perth now, let's see. What's your name? Julie?
Judy Small.
From where are you? From Sydney? Loudly.
Rendell Allen from Melbourne. Rendell.
From Belgium?
Melbourne.
Melbourne. Ah,
And Robert Weber from Adelaide.
good.
Rodney Woodhouse from Melbourne.
Who else?
Hugh Coventry from Melbourne.
Dick Renaud from Geneva.
From Trinidad.
Geneva.
From Geneva. Ah. What's the name?
Guy. Renaud.
G.
G. I don't know in English, but it's J-U-Y. It's pronounced Guy, like Guy.
D. All right. Make yourself comfortable. Who else? Huh? And what's it called?
Albert Lewis.
From
Albert Lewis from Sydney.
Sydney. Sit down, please. So, who's that? Come forward. I can't see you. In the light. Yes, please. Huh?
Gillian Walker from Sydney.
Julian?
Gillian Walker from Sydney.
All right.
John Williams.
Good.
Peter South from Sydney.
So now, I'll be going to Sydney.
There's one more man.
क्या करें?
From Mexico. Man.
He's from Mexico. From Australia, really. But
Is it? Good. What's his name? What's his name?
his name is Martin Molière. That he's
From Sydney.
the 2 boys. There's Martin and Peter who just stood up, both of whom originally came from Mexico, and they've been in Australia for about 10 years.
So now, we have met now here. I'm going now this time to Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide. What else?
We're going to Perth on the 1st,
Ah,
and then to Adelaide about the 4th,
ah.
and then to Melbourne on the 11th, and then to Sydney about the 15th, and then you're returning on the 23rd, 22nd, 23rd, after your birthday, which will be celebrated on the 21st in Sydney. If we may, Mother.
Very successful with the doctors.
Wisdom has been, Mother.
What happened to stuff?
There are a few of them there.
Ah. Only 3.
3 or 4. But one of them could feel.
And there were some patients, and as I was treating, they could feel the chakras moving. So that convinced him. And as we said mantras, he could feel the vibrations flowing. So,
But this Dr. Ahuja is a good lady.
the other chap is the Sardaji, his name is Sampurnam Singh. He felt, and the other 2 or 3, they could feel a little bit. So they got, right? He's coming tomorrow because he wants to find out more.
But tomorrow, I don't know what time we'll have chance to talk to them, because you are all going for a picnic tomorrow.
To Baneshwara.
Vaneshwar. There's a river there. You can go and enjoy yourself, and then you have to climb up. It's very close by. I think you have seen the place.
The gardens are there.
And maybe that we might get a place in that garden now for our ashram. Maybe. We're thinking of having a camp there. But this time we came rather early, see. But next time we might have a camp in that Baneshwar area when we come here.
अब हम श्री माता जी की आरती करेंगे।
सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जग में संकट कारण कितने अवतार माँ, कितने अवतार। विश्व में तेरी महिमा, विश्व में तेरी महिमा। तू गंगा यमुना माँ, सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जो भी शरण में आया सुख ही मिला उसको माँ, सुख ही मिला उसको। बैठ के दिल में हो माँ, बैठ के दिल में हो माँ, लौट के ना जाना माँ, सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। मानव में अवतर के कर दिया उजियारा माँ, कर दिया उजियारा। कल युग में आया है, कल युग में आया है, फिर भी पहचाना माँ, सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता जी, जय निर्मल माता जी, दिल में सदा रहना माँ, सबको दुआ देना। संत जनों की धरती है भारत माता, माँ है भारत माता। सबको दुआ देना। जब दिल में आए तब मधुर संगीत सुन लो, माँ मधुर संगीत सुन लो। होए सके जो सेवा, होए सके जो सेवा हमसे करा देना। माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना। जय निर्मल माता दी, जय निर्मल माता दी, दिल में सदा रहना। माँ सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुंडलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी। श्री निर्मला नमो नमः। ओम त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी। श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। आदि शक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देवी की जय।
श्री माता जी, आज इस ध्यान के माध्यम से जो परम चैतन्य की आशीर्वाद और प्रेम हम सभी को मिला है, इनके लिए आपके श्री चरण में कोटि कोटि प्रणाम और हृदय से धन्यवाद करते हैं श्री माता जी। जय श्री माता जी।